Hello, everybody. Yeah, just realized I forgot to add audio to that, so I apologize. Hope you enjoyed the visuals anyway. What's up? We're here with Michael Derrick and Vinny. We're going to talk about Grayscale. What's up, Mike?
Hey, how's it going? Happy to be here. At first, I thought maybe that was part of the intro, the no audio kind of avant-garde of you, but maybe next time.
I figured we'd do a silent film today.
Yeah.
No, I'm just retarded, actually.
Well, it looked cool, so there you go.
So, yeah, Mike, do you prefer Mike or Michael? I'm sorry.
Either way is fine with me. I don't really care. I've never really like specifically gone by Mike, but some people call me that anyway.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm just in a habit. Like, I know a bunch of Mikes, so I'm probably just going to call you Mike if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we're definitely Comicsgate's definitely collecting a lot of Mikes these days.
Yeah, for sure.
Mike Murphy, but I mean, well, we did lose a Mike, but we won't get into that.
Yeah, we got Mikes everywhere. James Hayes is in the house, throwing his links around. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. Always love popping in here and seeing that James has arrived before I have. Apollo Patriot here. What's up, my man? Good to see you. Deadwood Dale's here. Hail, brother. El Gargoyle's in the house. What's up, my friend? How you doing? Oh, we got Hail Caesar Caligula. Dude, I don't know how MaxiPad's doing. Yeah, I'm gonna steer clear of that, I think. And we got Snowdub in the house. What's up, my man? Nice. So yeah, we're here to talk about Grayscale. Mike, fill us in. What's going on with this?
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, this is my second campaign. You guys might have seen my first campaign from last year called The Abductables. It was a sci-fi action comedy that I did with Iron Sights artist Ibai Canales.
Yes.
Yeah. So we got that book out on time. People really seem to enjoy it. But this time around, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do a superhero book. So I came up with this. It is called Grayskale. The K stands for Karma, and he's a wisecracking vigilante who, as the name suggests, controls the power of karma. He operates out of a fictional version of Las Vegas called Glitter City. And it's going to be home to a whole host of crazy villains. So there's going to be a lot of epic fights and a lot of cool powers in this book. And it's going to be 60 pages, full color. And we're over halfway through the campaign right now, so we got a ways to go to get funded. But we'll probably get into the perks and everything, but I just added a couple new perks, including some Donald DeLay original art. So, it seems to just trying to build as much hype as they can.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's the one thing we don't have a ton of right now in Comicsgate is superhero books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I like the varied genres that are happening in Comicsgate, but I'm also thrilled to see some superhero stuff coming up.
Yeah, I definitely, this was something I wanted to do like way back in like 2018, because like when the first wave of like Comicsgate crowdfunding characters came out, there was all these really cool like original characters, like obviously Cyberfrog, even though that was originally started in the 90s, but it really felt like that first wave of like CG really felt to me almost like it was harkening back to like the Image Revolution, where you had all these artists like going independent and releasing their own character, like create their own characters. So I was like, you know what, I want my own like character. Like if there's ever like a Comicsgate fighting game, I want to have my guy in there. So so I was like, you know what, let me come up with an original superhero. Let me put myself in the shoes of like an Image founder in 1992 and like figure out what my spawn would be, and this is what I came up with.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, you caught my attention with that. I was once a fighting game aficionado in the arcade back in the day, of course.
What was your game of choice?
Oh, the Marvel versus line. Marvel versus Capcom is probably my all-time favorite. I was into that stuff, Killer Instinct. I never got too much into Mortal Kombat, probably because I just wasn't that good at it. But
Right.
Street Fighter.
My thing, yeah, Mortal Kombat.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a knack for mostly the like Marvel versus Street Fighter, Marvel versus Capcom, and
Those
Killer
are cool.
Instinct. I was fucking badass at those.
Oh, yeah.
Mortal Kombat, I get my ass kicked a lot. Actually, I had a really humbling experience. I visited Tennessee once in my younger years. We went on vacation down there with my family, and I was to the point where in the arcade, anytime somebody would come up and just put their money in, I'd be like, okay, chump, this will take 5 seconds. But I went to Walmart. That was actually before we had Walmarts here, so that was a new experience in and of itself. And they had Killer Instinct in the lobby, and this dude walks up. I sat there and played Killer Instinct while my parents went in Walmart. And dude walks up, puts his money in him. Had the same thought. Okay, chump, whatever. Kicked my ass, made me look like a total asshole. I've never seen anything like it.
If only you had a Grayscale, you could have beat the crap out of him with that.
Right.
Oh man.
No, man, I was stuck with Chief Thunder.
Damn.
You still wake up in a cold sweat some nights thinking about what happened to you at that arcade.
Some nights, yeah. That was.
Yes. All you hear in your head is "Get over here."
It was life altering.
Oh man. You can't stay on top of the mountain forever. Some young gun will always come and take your spot.
This is true.
It's a bitches.
Cool. Well, I like the weapon you came up with for this dude. It's just like a beat stick.
Yeah, I call it his trusty truncheon. He the main way he uses his karma power is he can see people's karma, which is how he finds the bad guys. But he could also use it in other ways. But other than that, I kind of compare Grayskale to like the street level characters like Daredevil or even a little bit of the Punisher. Like so, he, even though he does have his karma power as like a last resort, he's still got to fight these guys. And I didn't want him to be necessarily just murdering people left and right like the Punisher.
Right.
So I needed a way for him to kind of have like an equalizer in these fights. So yeah, I think the trusty truncheon is the way to go. He can use it to bash people over the head or bust some kneecaps and cause some pretty good damage. So
cool. Now, yeah, that's one thing I was going to ask you, if he can control karma or if he just senses it.
Yeah, so he mostly uses it to find the bad guys, but he does have a finishing move, kind of going back to that Mortal Kombat comparison. I wouldn't call it a fatality, but he can actually, worst case scenario, he can cash in somebody's bad karma on the spot. The suitably titled move, Instant Karma. So he he cashes in their karma, and depending on how bad their karma is, it causes them a proportionate amount of bad luck on the spot, and it'll be it's kind of like the universe punishes them right then and there. And as you can imagine, that there's a lot of crazy possibilities with a move like that. So, and that's definitely something we'll explore in the book.
Cool. We got Drew in the house, aka Mr. E. What's up, my man? Also, Simon is here. Hail Caesar Caligula asks, who are the bad guys in this book?
Oh yeah, so like I said earlier, he operates out of Glitter City, which is I like to call it Las Vegas turned up to 11. So we want to have as many crazy, outlandish villains as possible. If you scroll up to the cover image, we actually have some of the villains he'll face off in the book. So there's going to be many more. I want him to have his own kind of rogues gallery, but on the left-hand side of the page, we got a few different villains. My favorite on the far left is Repo, the Grim Gargantuan. He's basically the Grim Reaper on steroids, and he's actually the one featured in the Donald DeLay original art. He's just this big hulking muscular guy that's got the Grim Reaper aesthetic. He's got a chain scythe, and he's a debt collector, and he likes to break people's bones. And someone hires him to take out Grayskale, because Grayscale's made a lot of enemies in his time as a superhero. And then we also got Phantasmagoria, which is the psychedelic babe right next to Repo. She can create thought forms out of her psychedelic hallucinations. So she's very trippy, and she can kind of she's actually featured in the Get Drawn Into the Book perk. You could actually have her blow your mind in the book, and use her powers on you as a hapless citizen of Glitter City. So yeah, there's just a few of the, but I mean, I have a whole rogues gallery planned, and that's my hope with this book, is that this will be the first of many, so I can actually reveal a lot more of these characters. I really want to make them as iconic as possible, and it's going to be a lot of fun to show these villain characters off.
Cool, man.
Very cool.
We got Edward Marlis in the house. Hail, brother. How's it going? Joe Frogo's here. Says just backed. Looks great, brother.
Oh, thank you.
Sweet.
Thank you very much, Joe. We got Bianca Fights the Zombies here also. He says, Vinny.
Aloha.
All right, now I have a question. Is this whole thing a mask, or is this part of his face? Is he just weird looking, or is this whole thing a mask?
No, it is a mask. I know some people were wondering, is he like a mutant or something? But no, we actually do get to see what he looks like under the mask. And while he does have a scar, he's not that freakish looking. So, but
yeah, I saw the one pin up down below, and that's what made me ask.
Oh yeah, it is a mask, and we'll definitely get to know the man underneath it. But we definitely wanted to make the mask have a kind of a creepy vibe to it. It's got that evil grin on it, so it kind of gives you an idea of his personality. He's like I said, he's kind of a trash talker, and he likes to mock the bad guys as he beats the crap out of them. So definitely, I think the mask is suitably creepy in that regard.
That's cool.
Yeah, I kind of caught that reading through some of the dialogue earlier.
Oh yeah,
I do like your dialogue, I have to say.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, if anybody is kind of intrigued by the concept of a superhero with the power of karma, we do have 5 preview pages, fully inked and colored and lettered. So if you kind of want to get a sense of how the story is going to play out and the tone of the book, definitely read that. It is actually the opening scene of the book, so I wanted to have that on there so people can definitely get a better sense of how the book's going to be.
Cool. Now your artist on this is PK. Is that PK Conrad?
No, just PK.
Different PK.
Yeah, a lot of mics and a lot of PKs apparently.
just 2, I think.
So far, but yeah, he's I don't know if you guys remember the Ballad of Dusty Tortillas. That was a Western book that came out last year. I think it's about to fulfill actually. Yes. But he did the artwork on that, and then awesome. We got Eugene Bativu on colors. He's done a phenomenal job, especially if you see that opening page, like I mentioned with the preview pages, he really captures that Las Vegas feel with the city lights at night, and it's just everything looks amazing. So yeah, it's really happy with the creative team we've got. And I brought in a professional letterer this time with James Reed, because last year I lettered the Abductables myself, and I think I did an okay job, but it was not an easy task because I had never lettered a book before. So I kind of had to teach myself that from scratch, and it was difficult. So I was like, you know what, let me just let me not cheap out. Let me like actually, pay a real letterer and get this done because, and I think it paid off too because like, if you check out those preview pages, the lettering looks amazing, and we actually gave Grayskale his own like unique lettering style. So just another way to give him, more personality, make him stand out.
It's great.
Yeah, I like that too. Oh, wait a minute, you brought a Diaz on this project?
just for the logo, Don't worry.
Nah, they're good dudes.
Yeah.
Now, is this the print
They're
you're referring
right.
to?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So this is a Donald DeLay pinup of Grayscale fighting Repo, and this is actually, this is a perk that I added to the book. This is actually original art, which if you know Donald DeLay, he mostly works digitally. So this is a rare get. This is actual like 11 by 17 Bristol board like original art by Donald DeLay. So if you want to own a piece of original art from Donald DeLay, you can get that. I'm probably going to get this colored as well, just to add it in like a pinup gallery or something because it's such an amazing piece. But yeah, this I'm really happy with how this turned out. I mean, I love Donald's art style. So
yeah, it's killer. He's great.
Yeah,
amazing stuff. Very cool.
Yeah, that's a cool one. I got Tatsu Nami in the house. Sorry if I screwed that up. What's up? Thanks for joining. Lola's here. She says, smash that like button. Please do.
Thank you, Lola.
Rot 10 Glory Series says, that's rocking. Absolutely.
It certainly is.
That's an awesome piece right there.
Yeah. It really captures the power that I wanted to convey with a character like Repo, because he really is inspired by like those big hulking characters like Solomon Grundy or even a little bit of the Hulk. But yeah, so I think it really looks badass.
Cool, man. Yeah, I apologize for my cat. You're probably going to hear her in the background from time to time.
Oh, and speaking of original art, we also this is another perk I just added. This is a sketch card by Alterna Comics founder Peter Simeti. So this is a signed sketch card. It's got a let me pull it up here. It's got
pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's he's been doing these sketch cards for a while now, but I definitely wanted to get him to do one of Grayscale. But yeah, this comes I don't know how you would describe it. It's like in a plastic like a
protector.
Yeah, like a plastic protector, and it's got like some info on the back to make it really unique. Like he's got stats on the back, but it's for himself, Peter Simeti. So it's very cool. I'll probably have to show it off on a stream sometime. But yeah, this is another piece of original art from Peter Simeti. So yeah,
wicked,
cool, man. All right, so you got an Indie Comics giveaway. What's this all about?
Yeah, so the first 100 backers of the campaign will be entered to win a Indie Comics bundle. It's going to be a bunch of free comics from Comicsgate and Alterna and a few other surprises. So if you are one of the first 100 backers, I will just pick one at random. And this will be delivered to you for free as soon as a winner is chosen. So just another incentive to back early. I think we're at 76 backers right now, so we are running out of slots. So yeah, if you want to get in, make sure you're one of the first 100 backers, and I'll send you out some free comics.
Cool, man. That's awesome. Now this is a pinup included?
Yep. Yeah, this was probably my favorite piece that's been produced so far. This is one of the promotional images that we made. This is here you get to kind of see what Grayscale looks like underneath the mask. And here he is embracing his love interest in the book. We'll definitely dive into their relationship and kind of what Grayscale does on his off time and get to know him more. So yeah, that's I really love how that piece turned out. Just another, I mean, the colors just look amazing as well. So
yeah, it looks really good.
It's a good one. Sweet.
You got Long Box Diving in the house. What's up, my man? Thanks for stopping by. Mogwai Centurion is here also. Says, oh wow, that art looks on point. Certainly does. Yeah, there's some good stuff, man. Now, what are you looking at for stretch goals?
Yeah, so At 8,000, we'll add a trading card, which it'll have original artwork on it, and it will have actual character stats on the back, like power levels and stuff like that. And kind of again, since this was kind of inspired by those 90s edgelord superheroes, I kind of wanted to have another tribute to that. So I was a big fan of those trading cards back in the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to have my version of that. So maybe we'll have like a little character bio on the back or something as well. But yeah, definitely the exclusive artwork and a power level chart or whatever. And then at 10,000, we've got the Welcome to Glitter City travel brochure. This is actually, this is something I wanted to do anyway because I'm a big fan of like world building. And I put a lot of thought into the fictional version of Las Vegas that is Glitter City. So my plan for this is that it will be a printout that will be included for free with any physical order. And it'll be like an actual travel brochure with all the different landmarks of Glitter City, which a lot of which will hopefully, if this book it does become a series, will play into future storylines. But each landmark, each place within Glitter City will have a unique illustration for it and a description. So if you're like me and you're a fan of world building, this is kind of our version of like the fantasy map that's found in the back of like like a fantasy novel, like the world map. But
that's cool. I'm totally into that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. That to me, that was like one of the most fun things about writing this book is just like creating a world from scratch. And any good superhero, he needs to have like a city that he operates out of, and kind of the same way that Gotham City is almost like a character unto itself. I really wanted to give the city that Grayskale operates out of as much personality as possible. So, and like I said, a lot of the landmarks will be explored in future storylines. So hopefully this book will Welcome to Glitter City. Hopefully, will be just the first of many.
Cool. Yeah, hopefully, for sure.
Yeah, man, that is amazing. I like that.
Michael, do you happen to play tabletop role-playing games?
I've never actually played one.
Really? Wow, that's interesting. I was getting that vibe from you that you have. So
yeah. I don't know. I think I'm
my playdar isn't working correctly, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
I sense the nerd.
Oh, I'm a total nerd, and I usually can sense it, but yeah.
I mean, I am definitely a nerd, just not in that sense. I've always, I think I've just been too antisocial to actually play like a Dungeons and Dragons type of thing. Because like, like I'll play role playing games, but just like single player stuff, like actual video games. But right. I think it would be fun to do that at least once. It does seem like there's kind of like been a boom in recent years of like a resurgence of tabletop games. So.
Yeah, there definitely is, and that's kind of cool. But that was one of the cool aspects of it was all the antisocial people. That's like the one thing they could actually do together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would definitely want to do that at some point, but yeah, for some reason, never really came up.
I think I don't know how old you are, but I know like how I got into it. You pretty much got to know somebody who's already doing it. Or somebody sees it and just says, "Hey, that's cool. You want to try this?"
Like drugs.
Yeah, like drugs, except for okay, it is kind of addictive, but
of course it is, man. All that stuff is always addictive.
Yeah, it's kind of like drugs. And Dino is here. He says, "I'm here, nerds."
Hey, got
Peter Charon's in the house. Thanks for coming by, guys.
Good people. Good people.
Cool. So 15,000, we get the Phantasmagoria pinup.
Yeah. So that's actually, I just commissioned an artist to draw this, so I'll be able to announce who it is pretty soon. But yeah, like I mentioned earlier, this will be a pinup of Phantasmagoria, that character who can create thought forms out of her psychedelic hallucinations. She's kind of this psychedelic babe, but she is a villain character, so she does kind of wreak havoc in Glitter City. So bringing some of that sex appeal to the book. We got to have a nice pinup, and this will be a print pinup, so it'll be included again, since it is a stretch goal. This will be included for free for any physical backers. So hopefully we can get to that and unlock it. And then at 20,000, we'll upgrade the book from a standard floppy comic to a trade paperback. So 20,000, we'll get a square bound, and we'll get a book that'll look nice on the shelf. I mean, I love floppy comics, like your standard comic book, but it would be nice to upgrade this book to an actual trade paperback. So hopefully we can get to that as well.
Yeah, definitely. How many pages is this?
60 pages of story. I think we're kind of pushing the upper limit of how many pages you can actually have in a floppy comic. So I think probably 64 would be the most. So yeah, 60 pages of story, and then we'll probably have some pinups in the back, and then of course the special thanks page where all the backers' names or usernames will be listed on a special thank you page. But I probably I keep forgetting to add this, but yeah, if we do upgrade to square bound, page count won't be an issue. So we might not add any story pages just because I want to get the book out on time, but we could probably definitely add some more extras if we do upgrade for the square bound.
Awesome, man. I like the bump on this dude's head.
Yeah. I know I'm the abductables guy, and like I'm supposed to like add all the comedy, but that's a PK ad lib right there. Like I just thought it would be funny to have him like have some random like street goon like in a headlock, but he added the cartoon bump on the head and the heart boxers, so very very Looney Tunes. I like it. Yeah, there will be there will definitely be a lot of humor in this book in the same way that there was in the abductables, but this is probably going to lean more towards the serious side as compared to the abductables. But I could describe Grayskale as kind of like a less annoying version of Deadpool. Like he likes to crack jokes, and he is a little irreverent, but he knows how to get serious when push comes to shove. So
That's cool.
That is cool. Gargoyle's in the house, and as usual, he has something great to say. He says, "Please put a prostitute that's a cat burglar that hides things in her cavity like midgets."
Has Catwoman done that before? Because
maybe Black Cat has.
I think I missed that storyline, but maybe that was a Tom King thing. I don't know.
I think it's an El Gargoyle thing.
Tom King wishes he could write like that.
This is true. Yeah, I'm pretty sure El Gargoyle could outright Tom King any day of the week.
No doubt about it.
But what's the ash can about?
Yeah, so this is an add-on perk. So when you go to checkout, you have the option to add this to your order. This is an original sci-fi story. It doesn't tie into Grayscale, so it is just its own thing. This is actually written and drawn by PK, which is, of course, the artist for Grayscale. This is kind of his cyberpunk kind of dark edgelord kind of like sci-fi story with his signature "Where Are Her Organs" art style. So if you it's pretty cool. I read through it. This started as a web comic, but we wanted to find a home for it in print, and so he's reformatting it to fit the ash can size. But yeah, it's got great art. It takes place on a Mars colony, and a lot of dark, violent action with a lot of beautiful women. So
very cool.
If you want more bang for your buck, then there you go.
Now, let me ask you this. Have you appeared on War Campaign yet with this book?
Yes, but surprisingly, they didn't dive too far into the phallic imagery found in this.
All right, cool.
But
very good.
maybe next time we'll.
You were missing out.
I was just gonna say, if you haven't, you might want to remove this image for that day.
Hey, Mike. But yeah, now that I was on a previous stream where they really like dove into like the the sexual symbolism, because like you get the phallic spaceships, and then you get the two side by side shots of the planets.
Oh yeah, you know that one didn't even spring to mind.
I really need to talk to PK about that. I don't know what's going on in his head, but
and just like in real life, one's bigger than the other.
Oh shit.
Sorry.
All right, well, let's scroll down and see what's going on the next page.
Slightly less Freudian, but you know.
Yes, less.
Oh, if you
ass.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like desensitized or something, because I didn't think his art style was like that sexual, but like people keep pointing it out, like, oh man, you got like kind of a raunchy artist on board. It's like, I guess, I don't know. It's just like the comics I grew up on, all the women look like this, so it didn't really faze me. But I guess that's kind of like it is kind of novel in this day and age to have women like that. So you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't use the word raunchy. I mean, I wouldn't call this raunchy. That's just
I don't think. Yeah, exactly.
Athletic.
Yeah, exactly.
They're athletic women.
Yeah, that's a good word. Absolutely.
Nailed it.
Good job, Vinny.
Thank you.
That's why we keep him around.
Yeah, I got characters like that as well. So the City of Venus, a lot of people have seen it.
Lola says thick.
Exactly.
She knows what's up.
That's right. Very cool. So what's the rundown on this story?
So it takes place on a Mars colony. I forget what year he set it in. It's like the far future, but Earth has already been destroyed. So it's kind of I don't think I would call it like a hard sci-fi. It's more like the sci-fi is just like the setting, like because it does take place on a Mars colony, and people have like cybernetic implants and all that good stuff. But really, it's more of just like a crime story with the sci-fi aesthetic surrounding it. But you know, as you see there's a lot of superpowers involved as well, and you know, we'll definitely follow the adventures of this woman here with the aforementioned thickness.
Very cool. Well, El Gargoyle has an explanation for his comment earlier.
Explain yourself.
Friend had a prostitute steal a lot of money from him, and the hoe hid $10K in her back hole. It was all 50s and 20s.
Wow.
So cool. So you can write that story, El Gargoyle, and you can say inspired by real events.
Inspired by a true story. That's a real cash grab.
Right? Now he asks if she's right-handed.
If he's talking about her, yeah, she does have that cybernetic arm. So yeah. I wish I could give more details, but like I said, this is like written by PK, so that is kind of his thing.
Right.
So
I think he had ulterior motives for asking that question.
Most likely.
Cool. Now this is a Canales print.
Yeah. You know, Canales, obviously he drew my first book, Abductables, and he was kind enough to provide me with this awesome pinup. I love Canales' style, and it's always fun to see Grayscale's costume interpreted by different artists. So yeah, we got the Canales pinup here, and then if you scroll down, we also have one from Narwhal, who
nice.
is quite the rising star these days. I'm proud of my boy Narwhal. He's really he's becoming a superstar in Comicsgate with Foreign Agents. So
yeah,
yes, he is.
Yeah, it's Narwhal. He's I like to say, I'm a Narwhal hipster. I liked Narwhal before it was cool. So
yeah, me too, man. Me too.
Yeah,
I got the. I actually just received the hardbound or hardcover Earthbound not too long ago. That is
nice.
Beautiful. That's a beautiful book.
Yeah, I love that. You know, because I just love that people get what he's doing, because you know, I don't know if you guys saw Zach's review of Earthbound, like where he was kind of like freaking out over it. Like he didn't really know like how to process it. But I think that was a pretty good take on Narwhal's style. Like it's very unique, and on the surface you might like raise an eyebrow, like what is he trying to do here? But there's really something special to it, and I love what Narwhal's doing. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, me too, man. Narwhal's actually going to be on my project also.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I saw he did a concept art. I didn't know if he was going to do anything past that, or.
Oh no, I might ask him to do a little bit more for
Nice.
the visual guide, but
Yeah.
it's mostly going to be concept art.
Mhm.
What I kind of want to do is like just kind of throw it at the artists and let them give me their take on it.
Mm. It is going to be like a comic though, like a sequential.
No, it's going to be a novel, actually.
Oh, okay,
a
okay.
novel with a visual companion. That's
Oh,
that's
okay.
the idea.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see. Would you be interested in like doing like multiple artists, or you want to have like the same artist do all the pinups, or?
Oh no, I definitely want. I'm looking into multiple artists.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I think that would be really cool because I know there's some people like within CG that want to write novels. I definitely want to write one at some point down the line, but I was just thinking about this the other day. Like, there's so many great artists in Comicsgate. Like, if somebody did put out a novel, that would be a great opportunity to have like, bring a lot of different artists on board because it takes a long time to draw sequentials, but pinups, those kind of done in one, those can be put out fairly quickly. So yeah, but yeah, definitely looking forward to what you're going to be putting out. It's called Sunsworn, right?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of taking a chance, because I don't know how well received a novel will be within the Comicsgate community, but I guess we'll see. Hopefully we'll branch out beyond the Comicsgate community. That's another thing I'm trying to do is kind of merge Comicsgate and Fandom Menace a little more, and I think that might assist. Hopefully, that's my hope anyway.
Yeah, I think. I mean, obviously, Comicsgate, it's got comics at its core, but I mean, we've got people talking about making animation and
right,
other stuff. So yeah, I think there's a room for all kinds of different cool stuff like that.
That's what I've been saying too, man. I think it's going to work and it's going to be really cool. I bet that you're going to have a lot of artists fighting to get into that.
Oh yeah. And here we got Chibi Grayskale from Mark Marianelli. I'm sure you've seen these characters popping up all over the place.
Yes.
He did that epic collage of all the different Comicsgate characters, and luckily I got in with Grayskale. So yeah, I love his take on the character.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have to invite him on my show. And I'm going to ask him, how come you haven't even done one of my characters yet?
Oh, no.
Take him to task.
Oh, yeah.
We got another Preston blooming over here.
Hey, how come you haven't done one single character from my universe? Huh? Why? Why haven't you?
And that's how Vinny joined the Legion of Doom.
Yeah, before you get into all that, you have to tweet him like 7 times a day for a month first.
Yeah. How come you didn't do it? Did you do it yet? Are you going to do it? Come on.
I wish we could see like the alternate universe where Ethan did have Preston on his show like originally, because it would still blow up. Like they'd still become enemies either way. Like it's inevitable. But it would be funny to see how that would have played out if Preston hadn't been spurned, the scorned lover, and see how that would have played out. But
yeah, definitely.
Crazy, man. Way too many crazies.
Gargoyle says make an audio version. That's something I'm looking into.
Nice.
You can have Preston do it for you.
Oh yeah, totally. Everybody wants to hear that voice all the time, right?
Tell me about it. Did I give too much life and energy when I imitated him? My apologies.
People get mad. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say maybe a little much, yeah. He does get animated sometimes though.
Does he? I haven't been able to sit through too much of his shit.
Once he starts getting really hateful, you know, it amps up.
Oh boy. Watch out.
Yeah. People get mad when I say this, but like I kind of get like a sick enjoyment out of watching like anti-CG videos because like I don't know, I find it fascinating. Like because Preston, he's kind of like built himself up as this like over the top like supervillain, like giving these like speeches to Gotham City or something. Like it's so weird and just I don't know. I find it really funny and like you know, obviously it pisses me off when he like takes things too far and tries to deplatform people, but just his actual videos, like he's so weird. Like it's just I don't know. Like I get it. It's just
Weird
it's
is the
fascinating. It's like we need to get like a psychologist to like analyze what he's doing and
Right.
I don't think so. I think we just need a straitjacket. Put him away.
Yeah, it's very it's just so strange that Comicsgate has like its own rogues gallery of like wacky villains.
Yeah, they're mostly sociopaths and megalomaniacs.
Yeah, it's very weird.
That's really what they are.
Yeah, pretty much. People are wondering what's happening in the chat with this phony Red Gaze and Jean-Luc Picard. There's this weirdo that's been stalking Snowdub and Kermit the Log for a while, and since I'm friends with them, I guess he decided now it's my turn. So just an asshole. So don't worry too much about him.
It's probably Midnight Cherry. That guy's fucking nuts.
There's theories. There's a lot of crackpots out there.
Yeah.
But this one in particular has time to make alts after alts after alts after alts and just play on Twitter and YouTube all day long. So, you know, one of them. Yeah. But James Hayes, thank you for being on top of that. Yep, there he is again. So yeah, let's not let that really derail what we're doing here. So whose print is this? Is this PK also? This is PK.
Yeah, that was actually the first like promotional image that we made when we started like announcing the book. So you can see his costume design's a little different, but yeah, that was the first major like piece of art that was created for the book. So maybe we'll put that in like a pinup gallery if we can or something. But yeah, I definitely like the way that turned out as well with the street art in the background, kind of symbolizing the duality of the character.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cool, man. Well, this looks like a hell of a project, man.
Thank you.
This is one I will be putting my money behind.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I really hope people come out and support this book because I have luckily I can say I have a proven track record at this point. This is my second campaign, and I was able to get the first one out on time, and people really seem to enjoy it. So hopefully I've built up some goodwill in the community, and people will want to see what my take on the superhero genre would be.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And people have asked me about you, and I often say, I don't know too much about the dude, honestly, but what I do know is he stays out of the shit and he puts his nose to the grindstone and makes comics,
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Much respect.
Oh, too kind.
Sorry, I just saw that in the chat. That Miller is burning Cyberfrog books.
Oh
boy.
I saw someone tweet about that right before we went live. I think Mike's on another tear. So
well, I think they all are. I'm starting to think this is coordinated.
I'm still scratching my head going, these are adults? Seriously?
I think Doug TenNapel kind of made a strategic error by going after Zach because people really are pissed off now. Like even like people that normally defend him, it's like Zach's like the one guy you don't go after because he's like he's like the patron saint of Comicsgate. So it's like you don't want to go after Zach.
Right. Meanwhile, because I think they got a little butt hurt because he finally did come out and say, yeah, Comicsgate on that stream.
Oh God.
What did he say in a stream?
For the longest time, they've been saying, well, Zach won't say he's Comicsgate. He won't say he's Comicsgate. And, Ethan said, well, he said something about us, and Ethan said, who's us? I said, well, Comics Game. Cool. We got Jason Black and Mortal Thinker in the house. What's up, guys? Thanks for stopping by. We were just talking about Grayscale. Yeah, man, this project looks killer.
Thank you. Yeah, I really wanted to. It's no small task, but my hope was to make a new character that would last. We wanted to make him look as iconic as possible, and really, hopefully he'll stick around for the foreseeable future. I have a whole epic overarching storyline planned for this character. So this first book, Welcome to Glitter City, it will have a satisfying conclusion while setting up plot points for future stories. But if you will, there won't be like a painful cliffhanger or anything, so you will get a lot of bang for your buck. But yeah, hopefully will just be the first of many.
Cool, man. Well, yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I have to say this character has. It's really kind of difficult to come up with a unique style for a superhero these days, but you got it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's that's kind of like the unwritten law of superhero comics is that like all the good ones have been created in the 60s, and there's just no room for new ones. But I definitely disagree with that. I mean, look at a guy like Rob Liefeld. He created like a whole bunch of like iconic characters in the 90s that are still like relevant today. So it's not impossible to make new characters that'll stand the test of time. So hopefully Grayscale will be one of them, but you never know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, most of us creators, that's what we're doing, right? We're creating all our own stuff.
Yeah, and, exactly.
It'll work, and yeah, I think it is working right now with everyone's stuff because Comics is like proving that.
Yeah, and hopefully one day if there's ever like a that epic crossover of all these Comicsgate characters, I would definitely love Grayscale to be in the mix for that because I think I know they've I think there's going to be like a Cyber Frog Jawbreakers crossover. So people are definitely dipping their toe in the waters of like crossovers, but if there's ever that epic like Comicsgate super team, I definitely want Grayscale to be on that roster.
It would be amazing.
Yeah, and, for sure. And I got to say, I'm impressed that you took a character like the Grim Reaper and made him hulking and menacing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I just love that character. Like I'm pretty proud of myself. It's and I love the name Repo because it's like multiple meanings, like Grim Reaper and then Repo because he's a debt collector, and
right.
It's also just fits for that big hulking character. So yeah, I don't know what I was thinking with that one, but I definitely love the way it turned out because yeah, it's just the visual of a big roided out Grim Reaper. It just looks so cool.
I gotta ask you, like as a writer in particular, how does it feel to see all these images and different like depictions of the characters that have just been in your mind for the longest time? How does it feel to see those come out on the pages?
Oh, it's incredible. It's the best feeling in the world, man. It's still surreal to me because I wanted to break into comics for the longest time, and it's unless you can just afford to like pay artists like just upfront like to bring your vision to life, like it's no small task. But thank God for crowdfunding because obviously I'm still paying out of pocket for a lot of things, but just the opportunity that crowdfunding gives me to actually put these stories out and pay for the print run and stuff and bring these awesome artists on board to bring my vision to life. It's something I'm very grateful for.
Right. Awesome, man. Well, why don't we take a minute and we were talking about this before the stream. You want to discuss Robert Pattinson's Batman. There's an image released today. Mm-hmm. I'll just turn. Nice. I don't think we need to listen to the music. But Mike, you haven't seen this yet, have you?
No. I'd be interested to see. I didn't think they were this far along.
Yeah. Let's see your first thoughts.
that looks pretty damn good.
That's what I'm seeing too.
Got that
You
epic
like that?
jawline. The chiseled jaw.
And he's got a collar.
Yeah, I dig it.
I like it,
it.
man.
Like you said, you like that. You like that.
It reminds me of David Mazzucchelli, like Year One, like Batman, like very subdued, like not a lot of like articulation, like just very simple.
I say a mix of that and the Arkham, the last Arkham video game, the way that the suit is.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I like that it's simplistic with the mask. That's kind of like leather and pieces like that, and then the suit that's all kind of done in those kind of panels. But what's really cool and interesting, my brother said it too, is that it looks like the batarangs are actually what his bat symbol is on his chest. Looks like there's two batarangs and then you just pop off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I wonder. Yeah, it does look like it could just like snap off.
Might be pretty badass. I've never seen anything like that.
James Hayes, I know there's no audio on that one. It's just a little bit of music. It's pretty quiet anyway.
I like it, man. It looks cool. I don't know if this is just people speculating, but I've heard that this like take on Batman is going to be more like less of an action movie and more focused on like the detective aspects of the character, which I think is a really good direction to go in.
Absolutely, man. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. Vinny and I were talking about that earlier. It's like they delve into the detective aspect a little bit here and there with like Christian Bale and Ben Affleck, but just a minute here, a minute there. Put him in front of a computer, do a ballistic test, but. Yeah, I would really like to see more of that in these movies.
Yeah, I think that's definitely some uncharted territory, at least on film, because we've already got like big blockbuster action movie Batman, so I think it would be kind of cool to bring him more street level and just have him like solving actual cases.
Yeah, and you what they have to really do is just like pick where they're going to put the big action, right? You do it with with the villains and shit like that. But have Batman the way he's supposed to be. He works in the shadows. He's the world's greatest detective. Show that stuff. It'll really make a bigger impact.
Yeah. Have they announced who the villain is going to be yet? Or
from what I understand, there's a bunch of them. I think it's going to be a little bit of like Long Halloween.
Oh
yeah. I've heard Riddler. I've heard Penguin.
Catwoman.
Oh yeah. Didn't they say what's his name was going to be Penguin? I don't know if that was official. Colin Farrell.
I thought I heard that too, but I don't know if that's.
That's what I haven't heard actually. First, I heard what's that dude's name from Superbad?
Jonah Hill.
No, yeah. They I guess they tapped him first, and he wanted too much money or something.
No, he just wanted to draw those dick images like he did in that movie. They said go to war campaign.
Yeah, he was probably insulted that they would ask him because he's trying to lose weight, so give him a break.
Who knows?
No, there's been skinny penguins.
Just get a good actor. They don't even have to. He doesn't really have to be fat.
Yeah, and if all else fails, just put him in a fat suit.
Yeah. But look at one of the TV series. He did a fine job from what I saw. I saw pieces here and there.
Yeah, and Danny DeVito is fat, but he's not that fat. I mean, they fatten him up even more.
Right. See, that's a shame. You perfect actor playing the Penguin, and then they went grotesque with it. Could you imagine if they went with the classier way that he was supposed to be? I think it would have been even more iconic.
Yeah, they did go pretty gross.
Yeah, it's I think it's more important to be short than fat if you're going to be the Penguin. You got to kind of have that short fat.
Right.
Agreed.
I agree, man.
Totally. We got Alphamar in the house. What's up, man? Thanks for stopping by. Talking about Grayskale, but right now we're talking about Batman.
Yeah, I think.
I think this looks pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. I think if they really do like lean into the detective stuff, I think it would make the most sense to have the Riddler be the villain because that would provide a lot of opportunities for him to solve various problems.
It's a battle of the wits. It makes sense.
Mhm.
Right. And we haven't actually, I mean, let's be real. We haven't actually had a real Riddler in the Batman
No.
movies yet. We've had Jim
Not.
Carrey.
We don't talk about Jim Carrey.
No. Yeah, I would love to see a well done Riddler. And yeah, that would be perfect for a detective style Batman.
They were talking about Paul Dano being the Riddler, which I think would be cool. But again, he plays a lot of like crazy, like creepy guys, but not like Jim Carrey crazy, like subdued crazy. He was in There Will Be Blood. I don't think. I mean, I don't know what he was in. He was in that Hugh Jackman movie as well.
Oh yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, he is the guy who signed, right? Didn't they sign him?
I think last I heard, I believe he is signed.
Oh, damn. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's a smart move. I think he'll play it off perfectly.
Yeah,
you need that type of an actor, or someone like what's his name? Is it Michael Emerson, the one from Lost?
Oh yeah,
he person of interest.
I think I'm the only person on earth that has not watched Lost because everybody keeps bringing that up. You've seen Lost, right? No, sorry.
I mean,
have you seen Person of Interest?
I don't believe so.
I've never even heard of that.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
It's with Jim Caviezel and him. Well, look it up. It was a good series. They ended it kind of recently, but yeah, it was good.
I mean, I don't even know if I could recommend Lost because like Lost was the shit back in the day. Like I loved it, but it's really only good for like one watching. Like I don't think it's like meant to be rewatched because like the whole point of Lost is like figuring out like the different mysteries and stuff. And then once all that's revealed, it's just kind of like, all right, I don't need to watch that again.
Right. And at the same time too, it was a stolen property.
Really?
Yep. There was I don't know if you remember the writer's strike that happened.
Yeah.
A few years back. Like that's when they actually sat down and tried to really map out where the story was going to go, since they didn't know where it was going because it was someone's idea that was kind of loosely stolen.
Uh-oh, Will was mad at me. What did I do?
Yeah. Well, faking an issue.
I'm sorry.
With your views on Lost, I believe.
Oh. I mean, I don't know. I just have no interest in rewatching it. It's not like something like The Sopranos where you can just like rewatch it anytime.
See, and that's hilarious to me because I was not a fan of The Sopranos.
Really? What?
Nope. The first episode that I saw was when Paulie Walnuts was he was supposed to kill somebody and the guy got away, and him and Mike Imperioli were running in the snow. I thought it was a comedy.
Well,
I thought this looked so stupid. I was laughing my ass off. I'm like, okay. I watched some more of them. I'm like, oh my god, this show is ridiculous. It's a cartoon caricature, man, of Italians in the mob. I thought it was really, really stupid.
I think I don't know. You got to watch it from the beginning because that's like what.
I went back and I was watching. Everyone's talking about it. I'm like, there's some moments here and there, and yeah, I'll give them. Yeah, the writing was good at certain points, but a lot of it is really, really idiotic. And I met I met half that cast, including James Gandolfini.
Oh, nice.
He was cool as shit. Super nice guy.
Yeah, he was the man. Like he seemed like a really cool guy.
He seriously was, but yeah, and a lot of that show, I think there was just too much hype around it, and it always fell flat to me.
I could definitely see why some people wouldn't be into it because they do make a lot of stylistic decisions that some people might not dig because I don't know if I'd go as far as to call it like goofy, but there are some out there moments for sure. So I can see where you're coming from, but I love The Sopranos. So
like I said, I know a lot of people do. I was never a big fan of it.
Yeah. Hail Caesar Caligula says, I have a feeling that DC will be trash and flop. It's possible. It is possible. I don't know. I was one of the people early on that, said just give it a chance. Give it a chance. Right. Dude's grown up. Everyone remembers him as the gay vampire kid, but he's grown up and done things since then, and nobody's really been paying attention. So
Yeah, I've seen his other acting performances, and I think he's a good actor. But again, covering up most of his face is a smart bet, and he's got the jawline for Batman. Sorry, you can't deny that.
Yeah, you can't fake that jawline. That's
yeah. I think it'll be a good movie. It's just the script has got to be there, and the other players, the cast, have to be there. But I think they learned a lot from the Joker. That you could do if it's a really great story and really well acted performances, focus on that and less on spectacle, because Justice League is all spectacle and just a bastardization of like multiple scripts that just went out the window, and all the Josh Whedon rewriting nonsense to try to make it the Avengers. I mean,
right?
No one wanted to see that. That was a mess, a goddamn mess. But yeah, take your time. Have real good. Well, that writer director, he's done a bunch of great movies and all the what do you call it? The Planet of the Apes ones. I enjoyed the shit out of those.
Ooh, okay, yeah, I love those. I didn't know he was the same guy. So
right, isn't it that same guy? I'm pretty sure it is Matt something. What the hell was his name?
I don't know, but yeah, I love those.
Matt Reeve.
The new
Reeves.
The new Planet of the Apes movies are awesome. So that gives me hope.
Now see, Alphamar is one of those people who thinks gay vampire kid. Alphamar, just give him a chance, man. Just give him a chance. Hopefully, I won't look like an asshole like on this, like I did with The Last Jedi.
I liked him. I mean, I haven't seen that much of Robert Pattinson, but I liked him in The Lighthouse. I don't know if you guys saw that. That was a pretty weird movie.
A friend told me about that when he said, "Yeah, it is really good, but it's very, very strange."
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe too. When he goes in on those kind of roles, he's really like batshit crazy. But I love Willem Dafoe as well. Okay, so this guy, he did that movie, Let Me In. He did Cloverfield. All the Planet of the Apes ones. Yeah, no, he's a good writer director.
Right. Well, now Frankie brings up a good point. I wonder how his voice will be as the Batman.
Yeah, curious on that one too. But he's done American accents.
Yeah, but
I think he's talking more about the Batman voice.
If he's gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we know Bale went to the extreme by the third one.
Oh yeah. Definitely had a bit of a frog in his throat.
Yeah. He was gargling rocks.
You're saying Christian Bale's a gargler?
Just in that third movie. I thought the first one and the second one were fantastic.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he went a little over the top on the voice in the first one too.
A little bit, but I mean, it makes
sense. Man, where are the drugs? Where are the drugs? You remember that?
Hey, when you're yelling for where are the drugs, I mean, are you going to be all wimpy like, or are you going to be where are the drugs? The man wanted to get high. Leave him alone.
Speaking of Batman, I just read today also that apparently DC is planning on releasing a new comic series in the vein of the old Batman the animated series from the 90s.
I think whatever they're doing, they got to do it fast because they're going to go under very, very soon.
I agree, and I think that might be a desperation move because that series is beloved, Yeah.
Yeah, and then you don't want to see it get fucked up at all, because usually when they go back and they try to do something based on it or continue it, they really mess it up.
Right, Alphamart? No, they should not. Simon says did not like the Nolan Batman pass the first, to be honest. Oh, okay. I like the Dark Knight a lot.
Yep,
yeah, that's pretty contrarian of Simon, because I think most people love the Dark Knight. So
yeah, well, and I'll say Batman Begins. I absolutely loved everything about the openings, the beginning, all the Bruce Wayne stuff, and then when he got the Batman suit, building up to it was awesome. But the actual reveal of it, that's when it felt a little bit cheesy to me at certain moments. Yeah. And it's only in the second one when they really changed the design of the costume and it worked better. I was totally on board with it. But That being said, like I said, I really enjoyed the shit out of Batman Begins, but because they actually finally did a backstory on Bruce Wayne the proper way.
Yeah, and I was impressed that they used Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really interesting. Yeah. Sorry, Sim. I'm still with that.
Now, Sim likes the Batfleck, which I will say it had its problems, but I gotta say that warehouse scene from Batman versus Superman is probably the most iconic Batman scene in film ever.
Yeah, because it was taken from the video games.
All right, just calm down, Vinny.
It absolutely was. It worked. I'm not saying it was bad. I loved it too. And his Bruce Wayne, I really liked in Batman versus Superman. Like the Bruce Wayne element, I think he did it really well. Yeah, Justice League was total garbage. Hated him in every second of Justice League.
Yeah, it wasn't great in Justice League.
Nope.
Real kick, Lakeem Amir is here. He says, "Hail, Reggae's that. Hell, thanks for coming, man. Always good to see you." Mortal Thinker wants to know, where are the Mogwais?
In my pants.
We did have a Mogwai Centurion in the chat. Not sure if he's still here or not.
The Mogwais burning Cyberfrog books.
Oh wow! Yeah,
because Mike's probably gonna delete that video, but I want to see it.
Oh, I'm sure people already saved that.
Yeah.
I'm sure that'll be all over War Campaign on their next episode.
Oh yeah, for sure. Mogwai Centurion is still in the chat. It's just time to burn some Lone Stars and Shark books.
Oh shit!
Hey, we picked up some backers.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome, man.
That's the red gaze effect. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Thank the chat. Thank you, chat. Alfmar says, no Walmart scoop today. Not today. We usually save this for gazing into the abyss, but every once in a while we'll throw some Walmart in there.
That's right.
We like to keep you on your toes with the Walmart ladies and men and the ones that you're not sure which is which.
What are we talking about now?
Walmart. All right, yeah, so if you have not backed Grayscale, take a look at it. I put the link in the description. I can't guarantee it's still there because StreamYards is gay sometimes, but if it's not, I'm sure James Hayes has it in the chat somewhere because he's on it. Yeah, special thank you to the mods tonight. Thank you very much just for taking care of business, throwing links in the chat, throwing the trash out. Appreciate it.
Very cool. Yeah, and don't forget about Through the Woods.
Do not forget about Through the Woods.
Yeah,
don't think I forgot about you, Vinny.
Never forget.
Never forget Vinny. But yeah, man. Yeah, guys, please, back this one. I know it says 5 days left. I'm going to be hitting the extension button on this, but when I do, I'll be making an announcement about what I'm doing, like with the Kelsey Shannon cover. EVS gave me a pretty good idea, which I'm going to go with, of doing like an ash can if we hit a stretch goal. So like my next stretch goal is going to be 25,000. If we hit that, anybody who backs on like these in the last 30 days, and anyone who backed from day one up until the last 30, as long as we hit that $25,000 stretch goal, they'll be getting a free ash can on top of their book and their free bookmark. And remember, this is an oversized book. It's hardcover. This 98 pages of story and artwork. This is the completed ghost story. It is all finished. I have a proof copy. So yeah, this is serious business for sure, man. A book I'm very, very proud of. Frankie wrote it. He's in the chat. I did all the artwork. There's a lot of heart, soul, and passion into this entire project. Anyone who enjoys ghost stories, horror, this is the perfect book for you. You're really, really going to like it.
Hell yeah, I can attest to that.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, you got the original set.
Yes, sir. Now, I do plan on releasing a review on that sometime this week.
Oh, very cool, man. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, this one I did put in like cover gallery. I did a layout gallery in it as well. So there's a lot of cool stuff you're gonna get with this book. And let me tell you, the pages in a larger format are even more amazing than like if anyone got City of Venus or the art books. Yeah, this is like next level. Really, really incredible.
Yeah, for sure. Hell, War Campaign Rose in the chat telling Vinny to suck it.
War Campaign, bro, you better buy this book. I don't know if I saw your name yet. Come on, brother.
He wants to hear Frankie's voice. Frankie, brother, you're always welcome on, man.
Yeah, he knows it. Hey,
Just
I think. Well, Frankie, he made a post recently. He said if we hit 25,000, we're gonna have a little interview.
Oh,
that's right. I'm gonna let people ask questions.
How's that? How would it feel to interview your brother who you talk to every day?
I don't know. I'm gonna need some help on that.
That'd be a little weird.
Well, just because you know the answers doesn't mean the audience knows. So you can ask them anything.
Maybe it'll only be audience participation.
Oh,
there you go.
They can ask whatever questions they want.
Well, that's dangerous.
Except for
Rose talking shit in the chat. I think he's just butthurt because he crashed and burned on his snowboard. So hopefully he gets free.
I saw it. That was a nasty fall on that little bunny bump.
Do you think that's what it is? Do you recommend ice for an ass burn that came from ice?
For the back hole.
Well, that's the great thing about crashing and burning on snow is you just lay there and it takes care of itself, you know.
I'm invincible, brother.
Now Simon's asking, what about that naked back cover stretch goal, Vinny?
That's still on the table as well. That's going to be a higher goal. I think. What did he say? 50? If we hit 50K, absolutely.
50K, and Vinny's going to be drawing some nudes.
That's right. Naked Laura. Oh yeah. That'll really piss off the other side, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You draw sexy women. Now they're naked.
Frankie says that was my idea.
That's right. So let's get it there. Frankie, keep pushing. Promote.
Hell yeah. 50K, people. That's what we're looking at.
Promoting the male gaze with head gaze.
Oh, yeah. Simon's trying to bargain again. 50K full frontal. So it's him. Bush or no bush?
Well, now that's a good question. What all does this nudity entail?
Well, we're gonna have to find out.
I mean, it's you, so I'm sure it's going to be tasteful.
Yeah, I always go tasteful.
Well, I was gonna suggest that 100,000 we get full penetration.
Whoa, with who? With what? He's gonna stick that into the accent. Well, what's going on here?
just throwing out ideas. I don't know.
Ouch.
Give the people what they want.
Sim like you trimmed. All right.
Do it.
Landing strip, wax. What are we looking at?
Yeah, you're getting some suggestions here.
Landing strip. We got one for landing strip. Maybe I should do a poll because polls are very reliable.
Oh yeah. Twitter polls. There's nothing more accurate.
It's going to be Bush landing strip, waxed or holding a mogwai in front.
Rose says, "Hail Brothers backing both of these projects this month."
Hell
awesome,
yeah,
man!
Thank you.
Hail, Ro.
Yeah, Rose always had my back. I really appreciate that because
yeah, man.
Yeah,
Rose, he was a big supporter of the deductibles, and so I do appreciate him. And yeah, man. No, he's great. He breaks my balls here and there, and I break his. But there's nothing but love. He's been backing my projects. He's been getting us on all the time, and the drawing streams are always a ton of fun. So yeah, man. Hail, brother. Hail, War Campaign.
Yeah, I got to say those are the most entertaining drawing streams ever.
Oh yeah.
DKOT Rebels is here. What's up, my man? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. Simon says preferably bikini waxed.
All right.
DKOT Rebels says bush like a real woman. Yeah, I think you're gonna need a poll, Vinny. There's a lot of varied opinions on this. Oh, and backhole bleached.
Hold on, Sam. I don't think we're gonna hire with her cheeks spread open.
Well, we're gonna need specifics on this, Vinny. If you expect people to put 50K into this, we need to know what we're gonna get.
people. Vinny, he's bringing the tasteful nudity. None of this. None of this.
2 girls, 1 can of bleach.
I'm not going hustler on this. Oh man.
Cool. So yeah, if you haven't Back Through the Woods, do it. At least check it out. I will add that link to the description as well.
Hell yeah.
And man of the hour, we're here primarily for Grayskale, man. You want to throw out your pitch one more time, Mike, and maybe we'll call it?
Yeah, definitely. So Grayskale, Welcome to Glitter City, is a 60-page full-color comic book, a superhero comic about a trash-talking vigilante who controls the powers of karma. The tagline is "Karma's a bitch, he's the bastard," which should give you some idea of the temperament of our hero. He's a bit of an anti-hero, definitely inspired by the edgelords of the 1990s. So if you want to see a guy beating the crap out of the bad guys with his trusty truncheon and delivering sweet retribution to the people who deserve it most, I think this is the book for you. And I should mention, while this book is inspired by the Image comics of the 90s, we're definitely trying to do something new here, do something different. And, I think modern audiences will appreciate it. It definitely isn't, my imitation necessarily of what came before. I definitely am trying to do something new with the superhero genre, which is no easy task. But so yeah, if you and if the idea appeals to you, definitely recommend reading through the 5 preview pages that we have on the campaign. You can again, those are fully colored and lettered, so if you want to read through those and read the opening scene of the book, I think you'll really hopefully find something to enjoy. And if so, please do back the book, because we have been picking up steam in recent days, but we still have a long way to go. We still looking to get to 50% funding. So time is running out. So hopefully we can get to 50% and then get on the second half of this campaign and get this book funded, because I can't wait to get this book made and sent out to people, because I'm really proud of what we have in store, and I think people will really enjoy it. So please do check it out.
Hell yeah!
Awesome, man. Yeah, it looks bitching. It definitely looks bitching. Yeah, and please do also. I'm just gonna do a little bit of self-aggrandizing here real quick. If you haven't signed up for the Sunswar mailing list yet, please do so. I'm going to add that link to the description as well. But yeah, check out Grayskale, check out Through the Woods, back them both. And real quick before we go, I have to address Frankie here. He says, I wrote a mystery ghost story, not a skin mag. Well, Frankie, let me remind you, this was your idea.
Thank you.
See what you've unleashed.
Yes, you have to reap the perverted whirlwind. And I think we'll take us out on your video, Michael.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna make sure I add the audio this time. Alrighty, so thanks everybody for coming and watching. Appreciate you all. Make sure you check out these projects. If you're unable to back financially, shares on social media help more than you know. So please be generous with that. Help these guys out. And we'll catch you all in the next one. Peace. Oh, of course.